Welcome to the Whissel Way Podcast. I am your host, Bryan Koci, the Director of Media here at Whissel Realty Group. And today I am being joined by our Director of Sales, Brandy Berry. Brandy, hello.
Hey, Koci. Thanks for having me today.
Of course. Thanks for being on.
You're so festive in your top, your shirt.
My top. Thank you. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, you can see me wearing my top. If you're listening on the podcast, I am wearing a Hawaiian shirt. That was my dad's that my mother made. So that's what I'm wearing in case you're curious. This podcast, we like to give you tips, tricks, tools, techniques, other words that start with T, to make your business better in real estate or really anything. But obviously with us being in real estate, we talk a lot about real estate. So today we're going to be talking with Brandy about recruiting. But before we do that, if you like the show, make sure you like, comment, share, follow, leave a review, all those cool things. You know what to do. If you like it and you want to give back, do the things that people want you to do, right? That's pretty fair.
Absolutely. Do all the things.
Yeah. Send a link, carrier pigeon, whatever. If you guys want to follow us on more platforms and be in more communication with us, go to thewhisselway.com. You'll be able to subscribe to our YouTube channel, join our Facebook group, get our weekly email newsletter, subscribe to the podcast, join our referral network, as well as learn more about our Media Mayor Mastermind course, the course that Kyle and I break down step by step how to make a engaging community series. Make videos people actually want to watch.
Yeah. Don't forget to say how awesome I am today, so then that way they'll invite me back.
Don't do that.
So please make sure.
Don't do that. You could also ask a question.
Why is everybody shaking their head no? What's happening right now?
You could also ask a question that you'd like us to answer on there. And don't talk about Brandy. We don't talk about... Nope. That's it. I'm done. Okay.
It's the Hawaiian shirt.
There it is. And I've been watching lots of Encanto, so we're probably going to get sued by Disney now. Let's talk about recruiting.
Let's do it.
So we have... you came on... You joined Whissel when, about a year ago?
Do you know, crazy enough, February 23rd is my 1 year date that I came and flew into San Diego and met all of you.
So we're like that was when you met, and then you joined a couple weeks later? Cool.
Mm-hmm.
So almost a year in. Before we were growing the team little by little, doing pretty good job. But we didn't have a lot of systems. We didn't have a lot of structure to it. When you came in with the goal of growing our team strategically, making sure people are set up for success, that's when we really were able to build our onboarding program and all that sort of stuff. What were you able to do to come into the team and actually kind of go from an agent or 2 or 3 a month to 8 or 10 or 12 a month? Like, what did you do? Just the one sentence and then we can end it.
And done. Focus. Honestly, focus on it. I think that's the most important part. Recruiting is not, it's very time consuming. Mm-hmm. It's not an easy 1, 2, 3. There's a lot of behind the scenes, a lot of nurturing. Really just like real estate in general with leads, whether it's buyer seller or recruiting, it's really all the same. So just being able to time block and make sure that I'm spending that time focusing on the recruiting.
Okay, and so how do you find people to talk to?
Organically is my favorite way.
Obviously.
It's from our agents, from outside referrals. People reach out to Kyle as well. People watch our YouTube channel and see all the marketing online. And it intrigues them. And so organically is really the best way and the easiest way to find people. So that's really what I focus on. And if you're providing value for your agents, then they're going to talk about you, and it's an easy, natural fit for them to talk about it.
And I think that's really important. And I think you've done this. I'm sure you've done this a lot, but I haven't seen it because I think it's been behind the scenes a lot. But talking to our agents that are currently here, how do you talk to them and tell them, we want to grow our team, we want to get new people, who do you know? How do you bring that up? It's
more about making sure that, number one, we're providing the value here at Whissel for the agents so that they can see it. And then asking who is it that you know that you want to be in business with that will help us to grow, right? Because if we're bringing on great agents to join the great agents that we already have, it's a win-win. So it's a win for the agent that we're bringing on to be able to set them up for success, and it brings more business, more attention to our team. So really it's about who do you know that you want to be in business with, and making sure that we have the value to where they want to talk about us.
Yeah, and so a couple of things I hear you say there, and you said it a couple of times, but making sure we have the value, not only making sure we provide it, but making sure our agents know
What it is.
Yeah. And that they can articulate it.
Right.
And so consistently, I don't want to say reminding them what you do for them, but kind of reminding them what you do for them.
Yeah, reinforcement.
There we go.
Is probably the better way to say it, because I think here at Whissel, we offer so many things that sometimes it can probably even be not overwhelming, but it can get lost in the fact that we do so many things. So just by leverage, right, is the biggest keyword there, and how we provide leverage to our agents. That's hugely important in real estate world. Everybody needs leverage as an agent.
One of the things that I've been implementing in my department that I think more departments are going to be implementing is at least once a week, I post something in our Slack channel. Hey, did you know we offer this? Or don't forget, if you're looking for this, go here. And just kind of reinforcing it. And I keep thinking, well, they know this already. I say it a billion times. Well, I said it a billion times for 7 years, but people have been on for 2 weeks. They don't know.
Right.
So constantly saying, did you know if you need to order open house invites, you can do it here? Did you know if you need to, book photos, you can do it here? If you need to book a media day or whatever, did you know we do this? You know, we retarget this. Do you know we send out this to your clients? Just to kind of keep reminding them what we do and how to use some of our tools, I think is important.
Yeah, and it's situational as well, right? So we can have a great program or something that we offer, to your point, what you're saying, but until they're in it, it's very difficult for them to remember everything. So by repeating it and saying it over and over at different times, at some point at top of mind, it'll be like, oh, wait, we have this cool thing that we do. So definitely reinforcement.
One of the other things that you mentioned was talking about agents and bringing on people that they want to work with. Mm-hmm. One of the greatest things you can ever receive is a referral in real estate, right?
Right.
One, it's a warm handoff. You're not going to have to sell them too hard. But two, especially when it comes to working with someone, right off the top of my head, one of our agents, Koci, referred a guy named Kyle to come work with us. He's not going to refer Kyle if Kyle's an asshole.
Right.
He's not going to refer Kyle if Kyle has bad work ethic or he doesn't get along well. Because how we built our team, everyone works together.
Right.
So if Koci doesn't like this guy,
right,
there's no way he's going to refer him on, and that helps build and strengthen our culture from kind of doing that.
And the same thing goes in reverse, right? If we're not providing the value to the agents and showing that to them, then they're not going to want to refer Kyle, right, in Koci's situation, to the team as well. So it works hand in hand.
You also mentioned we get a lot of inbound recruits, mm-hmm, people reaching out to us. One of the big reasons we do, why that happens, right? Everyone wants inbound leads, right?
Right.
No matter what thing, you want the come list me calls, you want the can I work for your team. You mentioned that there's a lot of marketing we do, and so one of the things that we do, just like this podcast, which is really important, is we continuously put out content for other real estate agents. And a lot of people say, well, why are you doing that? You're telling your secrets. And could be Dan Beer or Mary Maloney who are in our market. Maybe they're listening and they're going to steal it. I say, well, go ahead. You have to implement it. Most stuff that we do isn't the most groundbreaking thing ever,
right,
except for that one thing, cut. And then we come back from it like, oh, sorry, cut out.
Welcome back.
And again, it builds that relationships with the people that are looking to move to join teams. It builds that relationship to where when we have an offer to write on someone's property. So there's a lot of good reasons why doing agent to agent.
It's a small world.
It is, right? Mm-hmm. Talk a little bit, and this isn't something we've implemented yet, but something I really want to implement. Talk about how we can get people that we work with on the other side of a deal to help kind of join our team. So say you're working with me, I work with a different brokerage, we had a good transaction. I think that would be a really good way to build your team is by working with other people
co-op
that you've worked with.
Right.
Yeah, co-op, thank you. One word instead of 4 sentences, co-op agents.
So are you asking what I would say for that? Or
Yeah, how would you approach that?
Honestly, I would go to our agent first that closed the deal with the co-op agent and get a little inside intel about that agent. What did they do? What did they do well? Why did they like working with them? And sometimes they say they were a jerk and I don't want to work with them at all, and we cross them off the list.
And you recruit them. Oh.
And then they're starting tomorrow. But most of the time by doing that, then they'll tell me, oh my gosh, they were super responsive, or they did such a great job. They went out of their way to keep me informed or in the loop, or they did a great job in helping me negotiate to keep the deal together, whatever it is. So then that way I can reach out to the co-op agent and say, hey, Koci, it's Brandy over at Whissel Realty. You just closed a deal with Cody on 123 Street. And let me tell you some really amazing things that he said about you. And then I tell him, he said you were super responsive, that you really helped to keep the deal together. You're a great agent to work with. And those are the type of agents that we have at Whissel. And the opportunity to, let's go grab coffee and let's just chat. The more you know in the industry, maybe we can help each other out some way. Mm-hmm. And really just start building a relationship. I don't like to go into any appointment automatically thinking, you're coming on board, right? Because I may not like them. They may not like us. I don't know why they wouldn't, but it's
okay,
true.
Let me see. Where's my list for that?
Count the ways.
I'm just kidding.
But yeah, so it's more about building a relationship with the agent, and whether they join or not, it's still now somebody else that we know in the industry. To your point, that whenever one of our agents is going to in a contract with them or a negotiating situation with them, they'll remember the kind words.
Now, we've talked on previous podcasts about our core values. Mm-hmm. We know how important that is within the team to maintain a good team. How do you incorporate our core values when looking for someone to join the team? How do you make sure they fit our core values?
People will tell you what you want to know without having to ask the question. Well,
you didn't tell me what I want. That doesn't make any sense to me yet. Carry on.
You're clearly not listening.
I asked the question. I still don't know what I want to know.
No, you start, if you hush, not you specifically, but like when you're talking to somebody and you hush and listen to what they have to say, they will tell you what you want to know, what you need to hear. So, for instance, experience and share is one of our core values. And so just listening to what they currently do, what they've done in the past, listening to their stories, you will really get a sense of who they are, kind of what their beliefs are, and kind of questions to ask to get not the response that you want, but the response that you're looking for. Mm-hmm. So that's really like, how do you ask that question? Okay, experience and share is one of our core values. So give me an example.
We do kind of ask that too. That's we did ask you that.
You would ask that.
So what I hear you saying is it's really important to make sure they fit our core values even before they come on to the team.
Oh, 100%. Like I literally will mark them off the list if they're not a fit with our core values.
Perfect.
Sure. Yeah. It's a bad apple that will deteriorate the rest. And our culture is so important to us, so it's way more important than just bringing somebody on.
Yeah. So it's a core value fit is much more important than a producer fit or than numbers.
Yeah, because you can create that, right? You can coach people up and skill agents up to producing, but you can't teach them ethics and morals and our core values, right, and beliefs. So, to me, that's much more important. It's
cool.
Worked so far.
What are some other ways you can? So we've talked about obviously inbound leads, inbound people looking to join. We've talked about reaching out to co-op agents. If someone's looking to join their team, what other ways are we either using now or going to be using in the future? Events that can kind of introduce people to our team, our culture, and our structure.
Yeah. So you whispered events.
Oh, that wasn't me. I think that was you. That was you.
It's me just mumbling over here. Events. And when I say events, it's not so much like, hey, let's throw a party and get together and have a couple of keg stands and do the thing.
That sounds like an event like ours.
We really like to do that, but it's more about being able to, again, I always go back to providing value. So being able to provide value so they understand and they can kind of get an insight and see inside the team and what we do and what we have to offer with, because I can sit here all day, you can sit here all day and talk about how amazing we are, how great, and this, and that, and the other. But until somebody touch it, sees it, feels it, it's just words. So by showing that and inviting them to, like, let's have a production panel, right, of whatever, like from zero to hero, whatever, name it whatever you want, women in real estate, whatever that is, and having a power panel of all different levels, because that way you're listening to more than one person, you're learning from more than one person, you can pick out nuggets. So it's a value add for our current agents, and then it's a value add for anybody else. And again, then that goes back to, we're creating that culture within our own industry already here locally. And it's helping to get our name out there and invite other agents from other places. It doesn't have to just be us. We're not the only, great agents. So, so that's when I say event or masterminds,
Okay.
like small masterminds.
Good masterminds.
Yeah.
When you said that, when you talked about the event, these panels, my initial thought went to kind of a mini conference, right? Sure. Maybe it's a 2 or 3 hour event. You do an hour and a half of panel or speaking or teaching how to do open houses, whatever. And
then Q&A.
Followed by Q&A and maybe a happy hour type get together. So the other thing that we do, and that really kind of stuck with me when you're talking about people need to see it, feel it, touch it, is inviting them to our weekly meetings.
Yes.
So talk a little bit about that.
So I actually won't bring anyone on board until they have, so we have morning huddles every day at 8:15, until they have actually sat in on at least 2 or 3 of those, and then have attended at least one of our team meetings in person. I want them to, and I tell them, like, talk to our agents. They'll tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly. Like, don't take it from me.
They certainly will.
Yeah, they tell us all the time.
And your agents will tell others as well.
Yes,
so yeah.
Yes. So make sure you're doing the right thing. But yeah, so I invite them to the team meeting and have them, because if you're scared to invite them to your team meetings, and you got bigger issues than that, right?
They're going to see your team meeting one day or another. So
yeah. So, and that gives them a sense of what our culture is, the community that we have and that we build and that we pride ourselves on, and shows them the value. So it gives them. Am I boring you?
Yes.
You just yawned.
I literally saw it was on mouse. Damn it. It's all right. If you're watching YouTube, Tom literally cut to me, and then I just straight yawned. And then Brandy called me out. So now everyone knows I was yawning.
Wow, Koci.
I'm just going to take a nap over here for the next one.
I see this is riveting to you.
Yes.
Yeah, so definitely invite them to your team meeting, have them engage with your agents and yourself. And then at that point, let's circle back, ask any other questions. Let's take it from there.
And one thing that I see you do quite a bit is
talk.
You'll meet with them right after. So you do the team meeting, you meet with them right after. And as we scale, maybe it's something, you invite 7 people to the team meeting. Right after, you can maybe go to lunch and have a little panel with 7 people and bring a couple of our agents as well and say, ask away. We're an open book. What do you want to know? Yeah,
I think that's the key too, is being transparent, right? Because they will find out.
Yep.
Whatever you're trying to hide, they'll find it out. So just being open and honest, transparent. I mean, I tell everybody right up front, we're super structured. So if that's not your jam, then we're not the team for you.
Yeah. And
set the expectations.
Then one other thing is, and I know we've talked in other podcasts about making sure you have a good onboarding process, and that's not what we're talking about today. But I think the other thing is building some sort of avatar of who you're looking for, right? And who your team is set up for. So are you set up for people that are brand new licensed, or are you set up for people that are leaving an independent brokerage to come to a team, or are you set up more to kind of be that laid back, come and go as you will, lots of agents, not a lot of support? Like, find out what you offer and who that's the most valuable for,
right,
and then reach for those people.
Yeah, absolutely. Not everybody's going to be a fit.
Correct.
And that's not a bad thing. Doesn't mean anyone is bad or whatever. It's just, to what I said earlier, if people don't like structure, then we're not a fit for them. Doesn't mean they're a bad agent. So find out what it is you're looking for, what fits your team, and don't try to put a square peg in a round hole. Like, it's okay to say, no, we're not a fit. I think that's the key, right? Is being honest with yourself and being honest with the other person, and just saying, like, I think you're super cool and I'm sure you're going to be a rock star, but it's just not going to be with our team. And that's okay. And then follow up, because maybe one day they will be.
And maybe it's not them that's not a fit, but maybe it's us. So, for example, maybe we're built to kind of train and develop these brand new agents, and maybe someone that says, I want to do this and build a team and do this and this and this and this and this. It might not be that they might be a great core value fit, but maybe we just haven't built that portion of our business out to where, hey, you can come on, it's going to be a smooth transition, and we have exactly everything laid out for you. Knowing what you're built out for right now, don't bring on someone and they go, oh, I want to be in 12 different markets and I want to be fully remote and I want to do commercial real estate, and go, cool, I think you're going to do a lot of business. I think you're going to make someone a lot of money, but I can't help you in that market. And so you're going to it's going to be constant push and pull of not us being aligned, because I can't help you there. And we don't offer the support. And then you're also not doing the things, like you're not going to do open houses when you want to focus on solely commercial deal. Like it's just, it's not going to be a fit.
Yeah,
so
definitely knowing who you are as a team now and where you're going and what that outline looks like and the path is vital.
One last thing I want to talk about, because I think this is something that we do that's fairly unique but not too difficult to implement. You need to have systems in the back end to make sure it works. But we have unique selling propositions for our buyers and our sellers. We have our cash offer program. We have our simple sale. Like, we have these things, right? Why should someone looking to buy a house work with us? Or buy a VIP program. Like, we have these.
Right.
One of the things that I really like and that we've implemented now is we actually have a USP, a unique selling proposition. We call it our guarantee for agents that join our team. Talk a little bit about that.
So we just rolled this out this year, and it's a $100,000 guarantee program. And basically what that states is that if you join our team, if we feel like we're going to be a fit and it's going to be a win-win situation, you come on board, you follow all of our systems, our processes, do all the things we ask, right? Meet all the expectations. We guarantee that you will make $100,000 in your first year net. Let me throw that word in there, because that is
fucking love.
Yes, that's the key word, is net $100,000 in your first year, because that's the question. That is the most common answer that I get to the question of how much do you want to make? 6 figures.
Yeah,
$100,000.
always.
It's
on my dream board.
I don't even know if they know what $100,000 will do, right? I mean, that's just like 6 figures, $100,000. So it's like, okay, let's just take that off the table. We can guarantee that. We just need you to focus on this.
Yeah.
And we got the outline for it. You focus on that. We guarantee you'll hit net $100,000 in your first year. And if you don't, we will reimburse you the difference.
And the thing that I love, one, it takes care of that.
Kyle.
Yeah, so it takes care of that.
Not Koci and I.
No. But it also, it deletes the conversation about splits.
It does. And
because they say,
don't talk about splits at first.
Right.
It's pretty deep into the conversation before I start talking that.
But at that point, if the idea of splits comes up, you go, well, you want to, and again, the fact that it's a net. So this isn't gross. This isn't pre-split between Whissel. This is what you get in your pocket.
Right.
So if they go, well, so-and-so offers this split, and they go, what's more important, the split or the money? You don't care what the split is. If I say you get a 10% split, but you'll make $10 billion this year, fuck it, let's take 10%. Like, I don't care.
Right.
And so that it really kind of helps that conversation be like, it doesn't matter.
Right. Yeah, and I think as well, it shows that we believe in ourselves as a team and what we've done here, what we're doing, that we're willing to guarantee that. To me, that is what really speaks volumes. Okay, sure, $100,000, whatever. But it's really
not whatever, but whatever.
Well, but I mean, like, well, in San Diego market, $100,000.
Yeah.
But meaning that it's not about the $100,000. It's about the fact that we believe in what we're doing and the value that we can provide to the agents, and we know that we've got a proven track to get there. The $100,000 shouldn't be the focus.
We're putting our money where our mouth is.
Way more than that if you do that.
Yeah.
And if not, Kyle will pay.
Well, and why I mentioned it's not super difficult to build the system. The hard part and the thing that you need to do before you hear it, I heard it on a podcast, let's do it. You need to make sure that you do the back end math to make sure how many deals do they need to make after splits to net 100,000. You need to make sure that the expectations you have of them will make them hit that goal. Because you don't want to say, oh, I guarantee you do it. And then they take 9 months off and they go, well, I only made 12 grand this year.
Yeah,
give me my 88.
Yeah, you definitely have to have that lined out. And to your point, when we vetted it out for months before we rolled it out, making sure. But it's about, you can't just say, hey, come on my team, I guarantee you 100,000. It's what are you doing to help them and setting them up for success to be able to reach that and more.
And more. Very cool. Yeah. So do you have any last topics that you want to talk about recruiting and kind of the mindset of it all?
No, I think the biggest thing I would say when you're recruiting is not to think about yourself and not to think about adding the person. I think it's about showing and providing your value and really listening to what they want and what their needs are. And if you can fill that, then great. Because then you're not selling them. The minute you start selling them, your team, people sense that. It's really truly believing it.
Yeah, you're not selling a car. You're trying to get someone on a date.
Yeah.
Right. Like it's a different mindset when I literally just sold an oven. It's a different mindset if I'm trying to get someone to buy an oven versus go on a date with me.
Right.
So.
You're dating. It's not a one-night stand.
Yeah, exactly. You're not looking for a notch in your belt. You're looking to build a relationship, something long-term. That's so cool. Before we end the show, if you liked this episode, let us know in the comments. We'll see.
And if you like Brandy, definitely let us know in the comments.
Don't do that. Do not. Right. I'm just kidding. Again, leave us a review. Share it with someone you appreciate. Hopefully this brought some value. Or I've heard this a couple times. Sometimes people said, look, I like this episode so much, I actually played it for my team, and we actually took some action as it on a team. So however you do it, we do this. We want to make sure that you get value from it and give it to people that can whatever. TheWhisselWay.com. You can get a lot of other cool stuff. Whatever. Shut up, guys. The way we like to end this show is go into our segment called the Whissel Widget of the Week. This is something that we use that in our business that makes us more money, helps us have more fun, saves us time, saves energy. I don't know. The Whissel Widget of the Week. Dun, dun, dun. So, Brandy, what is your widget this week?
So, because we're talking about recruiting, I like an app called Make It Big, and everybody get their minds out of the gutters.
And also don't Google it. Kyle tells us that consistently.
Don't Google it. It's called the Big. I think Big is the app in the App Store. Yeah.
I think you can search. I don't know.
Yeah. And what happens is you can type in.
This is good.
This is so good.
You should watch this on YouTube because this is getting exciting. You can type
on every week. So you type in whatever you want, and then speaking of recruiting, so let's say Bryan was reaching out to me and I wanted to talk to him, just to add a little special touch to your and stickiness to them. You just put in hello Bryan, and then I can send them a little video and say, hello Bryan, it's Brandy. Look, woo, and look, we've got flashing going on. It's super cool. So it just adds a little special touch to your reach out. It makes them know that it's personalized and that they're special.
Yeah, so it's an iPhone app. Yep. It goes on your phone. It makes the text big on your phone, so that way when you're doing
big on my app,
when you're doing a video on something like Bomb or something like that, they'll know it's not a canned email, a templated email, which we like those a lot as well.
Yes.
But it shows them right away, hey, this is something I should watch.
Right.
Cool. My widget this week is something
not going to be as cool as mine.
It's definitely not. Kyle would probably make fun of me. This is an app that allows me to control my home appliance. So I just got a new oven. I told you that just a minute ago because I sold my old one. And this is called the Smart HQ app. And there's certain appliances that it works with. I think mine is the LG Cafe series. And so I can do things like preheat my oven, set a timer. I can actually, it can send me a notification when my timer's up. So if I'm preheating the oven and
From your phone?
From my phone. So I'm preheating the oven, putting the kids in the bath. It can let me know, hey, timer's up, and I can, go and get it. I don't know. It's pretty cool. And I wanted to learn some more information about it. This was why I wanted to put it here, and I thought it was really interesting. I want to learn some more information about it. I searched on YouTube, and there was like a 6-minute video of someone talking about it. He was actually a real estate agent talking about this app, and it was in one of the model homes that he was selling. And I thought, what a great way to create content around something that's more than just like, let me show you a tour of this home. It was creating content for his target audience, people that are buying not low-end appliances. That was my shoe squeaked.
Oh.
Brandy looks at me funny. And you're providing value to people. I just thought it was pretty cool. So it's called Smart HQ. If your appliance can use it, cool. If not, when you buy an appliance, look for the Wi-Fi or the Bluetooth enabled. But I kind of like it.
That's awesome.
Neat. Yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you next week, or you can hear us next week on the Whissel Way Podcast.
Wait. Before you leave, I want to share some more tips and tricks that we're using in our business to take it to that next level. Just click right here. And don't forget to subscribe. Click right here.